Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that I have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. Sorry, we're only doing one. The Amazing Spider-Man 311. It is part of the next three issues, 11, 12, and 13, are Inferno tie-ins going on with what's going on in the X-Men in its own way. It's showing how it's being affected. However, it doesn't deal directly with the X-Men, just the stuff happening around Inferno. So, I love this cover, the return of the man called Mysterio, and love this freaking cover so much. It is so cool. It deserves a second look. I love this issue. Uh, McFarlane really started to hit his stride, and I was buying these issues right off the rack when they were coming out. So you can see four of the McFarlane lets you know how many spiders there were. You can see four here, and so one, two, three, and then here's the fourth one. Five technically here, but all right. And so Spider-Man loved also this splash page of through Spider-Man's eyes as he's coming through Mysteries of the Dead. So what's going on is Inferno is making New York very weird. I am covering the X-Men, but I haven't gotten this far. So um feel free to go into the website. I'm quite sure other people have covered Inferno. I'll get to it eventually, but I'm still really far from getting there. So, David Michelinie, or Michelinie as he likes to say, is the writer. Todd McFarlane is the artist. So, pencils and inks. And everybody else is the same, except this Evelyn Stein helping Bob Sharon here. So these lion statues are basically coming to life here. Look at this here. Next time I start thinking I've seen it all, somebody slap me. He thinks here. So great, great pose. Now here's one of the things, and it looks really cool. This looks really cool. But notice how McFarlane sort of makes the it's really a fat leg when you look at this. He has a heck of a calf, but when you just glance at this image, you don't think of that. I've started trying to draw Spider-Man more and more and realize how kayfabe all these artists were with the way the web sort of works. And then this is a staple. He uses this really thin line um to create the webs here, and especially here, look how it almost looks like an M. Um so and it's stuff that you sort of don't notice at first, but when once you start looking around, you're like, oh, Spider-Man's got a really chunky leg here. So all right, so lion's gonna attack this person here. Spider-Man grabs him by the tail and throws him away. So, which he would crack once he was, because he's made out of, um, well, I wouldn't say cement, whatever they're made out of. So, Spider-Man says, "What happened?" And this guy's like, "I don't know. I was on my way to work on term papers when those statues just started attacking." So Spider-Man here, nice vertical panel here about the weird stuff that's been happening. Again, this is a crossover to Inferno. Um, and so he's like, I've got problems of my own. I don't need others. And then this guy here is talking on the walkie-talkie, 42nd Street Library area now. So Spider-Man continues fighting these statues here, and eventually gets this one in, crumples, and then it's still moving, and Spider-Man's like, ugh. And so he's going to grab his camera. He's been taking pictures, and then he hears screams. I love the reverse silhouette here. Very cool here. And it's a robbery here. And he's going to set up his camera here, and then grabs this guy. And these guys are like, oh, yay, Spider-Man. So, all right, so the guy's gonna run away, and then he feels here, says, while quivering like an earthquake, and suddenly this thing comes to life here, and Spider-Man's like, what the heck is going on here? Statue's attacking him, trying to get him here. And this lady's like, Tommy, what are you doing? He goes, Spider-Man helped us, sweetheart. Now we've got to help. And suddenly, squish, look at this. And the guy's dead. He's like, what? And he picks up this card, beautiful panel here, and throws it at this monster here, made out, and just, you can tell it's breaking up. And she's like, Tommy, he's dead. And he's like, oh no. And he just feels so guilty. And they're like, the story's crazy, web slinger, but the woman corroborates it. We'll still need a formal statement. And he says, tomorrow. Right now, I really have nothing to state. Number one, they can't get an official statement because, they don't have his actual identity. So Spider-Man can't give a formal statement, but regardless here. So he's heading back home here, and it's Peter coming through, and he look at him. He's just so distraught here, and he's like, I was responsible, Mary Jane, at least indirectly. It was my fight. Now my priority and my values are confused. I don't know what's really important anymore. And then she's like, I didn't even think to get my camera back. Taking and selling pictures seems so irrelevant. I faced through tough situations before, but blast it, someone died. I love blast it. And because of me, how do I deal with that? And she's like, I can't believe in all the issues and of Amazing Spider-Man up to this point and Spectacular Spider-Man that he hasn't dealt with this before, because I'm quite sure others have died here. And he's like, she's like, oh my God, what do I say? And he's like, well, thanks for listening. It helped a bit, but now I just want to go to sleep. And then here, if only he could. So the next day, he's at school. He went back to grad school, Empire State University, and the professor's giving his lecture. He just can't concentrate, so he's leaving. And the professor's like, Mr. Parker, are we boring you? And so he's going to head to the lab, and he sees Kurt Connors, who's still wearing purple pants, because why not? He only has one color. All his pants are purple. And so they're happy to see each other. Peter lets him know he's going back to grad school and says, oh, maybe we can work together sometime. Yes, of course. He says, you seem distracted. He's like, no, merely adjusting to the new term. I'll see you later, Peter. And you can see him. This will come up, I believe, in the next issue. Actually, I have been feeling odd. Probably just a strange weather. And why bother young Parker about it? I'm sure he's going through troubles of his own. It's either the next issue or the next one, but it's one of those three. And so we see Kurt Swan here. Dr. Swan here. Sorry. Kurt Swan is the artist of Superman way back in the day here. And so we're going to get it, if you remember from the last issue. By the way, I do have a playlist. Anyway, he was arrested here. And